All right, buckle up, guys. I got another little TikTok rant to go on here. Um, about to about to crash out over what's kind of going on and how frustrating it's been. So, um, just to reiterate, my name's Steve. Square Rips is my business, and I started the Pokemon card business about 2 months ago now. And so originally, I built up my own website and, um, started doing YouTube content and putting videos out there, some behind the scenes stuff, talking about experiences, starting the business and some challenges and all that. And so I've made a previous video, if you haven't already seen it, about getting in trouble with TikTok and getting like restricted because of a previous, me just saying, check out the link tree in my bio of my profile, right? So, that was over and done with. And then all of a sudden, a few days ago, I wake up to an email saying that there's another violation on my account, and I needed to provide additional information about the identity of my business and myself, and I guess to confirm the legitimacy. And here's the thing: I already did that. They already did this to me once before, um, maybe like a month ago or so. Had to provide the evidence or proof of registering the business, the fact that I have an EIN, right, which you got to have it business registered in order to get an EIN, um, through the IRS and all that kind of stuff. Proof of my identity, the business. I've had products frozen on there because I guess some like random arbitrary, probably AI type thing going through checking products or whatever, which they're not fake, but okay. So had issues with that, had to relist them, get all that back up. I got through the verification of the identity in the first place, and then now they hit me with another one saying that needed additional information, like even more than the time before. So, um, you know, license and then a video talking about the business, the type of products you sell, the categories your stuff is in, and um, you know, um, I guess how long you've been doing it, that sort of thing, and then proof of warehouse, right? Which really it gives an option, right? If you do the business out of your house, right? Proof of that address. Okay, so that was in addition to what I had to do before, and I did that. Provided a utility bill that aligns with that. Keep in mind when you open a seller's account, you have to provide like all this information anyway. Now, not the utility bill or whatever, but like EIN, name of the business, the fact that it's registered as an LLC and it matches the name that you're registered under, that you're opening the seller's account in the name of, and then myself, my identity. You have to put in your ID and all that kind of stuff. So already do that initially when you set up the shop, set up your account, and then already had to go back through and um, verify it once, and then now it's happening again, like a month later, if that. Like I've been on TikTok for like 2 months, maybe. So done over 100 orders, and there's all positive reviews. No issues with anything. I haven't done anything suspicious yet. That's why it's saying that I need to re-verify my account because there's been suspicious activity involving my account, which no, there hasn't been. I've conducted myself as best as possible within the um, terms and conditions or whatever on their site, but it just seems like it's always a moving goalpost kind of thing. Like they just can arbitrarily come in out of nowhere and say, oh, actually, like we need you to go through all this, right? Okay, so they give you two appeals. All right, so I provide all the information, all the pictures. By the way, like it doesn't help because they're also asking for like invoices of proof of purchase for your products, so that kind of thing. So I go to try to do that, but the only file that you can do is uploading an image of it, right? So all the ones I have only save as PDFs unless you like take a screenshot sort of thing. So I screenshot the invoice, I put it in there, and then my first appeal gets denied. Okay. Provided all the information, proof of, the business with the EIN number document and all that kind of stuff. And then it kind of just gives you a generic reason for why it says you didn't. It's like, oh, not everything that you provided aligns with the requirements. Okay. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? So I go back, I fix what I think might be causing it to give me that denial, right, on the first round. I resubmit it, denied again, right? Now I actually get some type of actionable feedback for what to correct, and it picks out, for some reason, just the invoice as saying that it's either illegible or it's too blurry or pixelated or whatever, which it's not. When you click on it for the preview, it comes up perfectly fine. You can see it, you can read it, all that. It's totally fine, okay? But here's the problem is because it only give you 2 appeals, and the first submission got denied and then the second submission gets denied and finally actionable feedback, there's nothing else I can do now. So then it's, now I'm on a restriction that I'm getting payments withheld for 2 months, 2 months for no reason, and I don't have any potential recourse here, which is ridiculous. So on top of that, then I'm going to be like limited on search population and limited in, I guess, my positioning in their mall or whatever. So it's going to make it even harder for me to reach new customers, right? So I've got a good core of people who know about me. I've got, been able to accumulate over 300 followers at this point, and yet I'm going to have to solely rely on that until this restriction is lifted. So other than the payment withholding time period that they gave me, I don't know how long the other ones, I don't know how long my limited search visibility is going to be, and all that. Like, it's just so crazy that they can just come in here, arbitrarily do that stuff, give you some like AI generated BS reasons for why your appeal does not match up, and it doesn't give you clear requirements as far as exactly how the things need to look or whatever. You know what I mean? So the system could easily reject your stuff even though you're providing exactly what you're supposed to. But it's like there's something off with it, like not being able to scan it properly, or like it can't read it because its programming is deficient. So just absolutely frustrating. So all that to say, you will be seeing me starting to go live via YouTube soon. So I'm working on getting that set up, constructed, right? I got to get cameras now and microphones and all this stuff to be able to set that up so I can go on there, which probably should have anyway, because I want my business, I want my customers coming to me through my shop. I created the website, I'm paying for a website. I've had a few people actually find me because when I said to go to my bio and check the link tree, they did that, followed the link, and went to my website. So like that's where obviously I want to funnel people anyway. And now TikTok, like I don't get it. Like, why are you making it so hard for new sellers that have had decent traction within a month of consistently streaming? Why are we trying to make it so hard? You're already taking 6% off the top. And so now, you're just forcing people to find other platforms. Like, honestly, if your platform went away, obviously a huge knock to your business, but a lot of people are already moving away from that because of the controversy and all that. So a lot of people have diversified their stuff, so going to Twitch or YouTube or whatever. I know a lot of people simultaneously um, stream, so at least for the time being, I'll continue to stream on TikTok as I can. But I mean, the last 2 days since this thing's been enforced has been way slower than usual. only like a couple new customers compared to getting like a handful every few days. So it's just been really frustrating. So all that to say is, if you guys are starting a card business or starting any business and planning on using TikTok Shop as a platform to go, just be really cautious and mindful that these things are very likely to come up and they can put a big wrench into your business. Like me not getting paid out for any of the business I've done over the last few days and going forward for 2 months is insane. Like the normal payout period is already challenging because the product or the order has to be delivered. And then, especially when you're newer in like a probation period, you have a set amount of days after delivery before it will actually process a payout. So really after delivery, and then it's something like 8 days or whatever after that, it's like, could end up being, in terms of business days, 3 weeks, right? So if that's already 3 weeks and now you're going to delay all my payments for 2 months on top of it, like the cash flow, right? It's a huge interruption in cash flow. So all that being said, check out my shop, scrowrips.com. You can find me going live on TikTok still for the time being. Soon I'm going to be coming on here on YouTube, going live here once I get all that stuff set up. Come check me out on TikTok at scrowrips. Make sure you place your order on my Shopify site, scrowrips.com. Okay, let's stop giving money to TikTok here just to put more roadblocks in the way. And appreciate you guys' support so far. So, stick with me. Appreciate you checking out this video and all the support so far. Scrowrips on Instagram as well. And I'll catch you guys later. Crash out, over. Thanks.